let me share my screen. So in previous class we saw some basic examples of constructors, how to create project class, and how to combine everything together and call it a one single page. That we did. So that means we just covered some basic you can say terms or concepts like what is class, what is method, what is variable, right? We also came across this concept of Pujo. So we have some basic understanding of how to create these stuffs. Now once you have idea, now we can move forward for OOPS concepts.
Okay, so one question about the
Yes.
Pozo. So like
Uh-huh.
where exactly this is like mostly used? Like if you can give me an example.
So before I will continue.
Okay.
I hope you have joined yesterday's class.
Yes, I did.
Yes, you did. Okay. So if you notice, I have mentioned where we can use it, where most it is used. See, I have put as a note. I think you
So
missed
to
this point.
transfer to transfer data from one point to another point.
Okay.
Okay. I know you
So,
did told me about the from the front end to back end.
right. So when what will happen? We will create project class in mostly in Spring Boot application. So
Yes.
think about Angular project as a login page, username and password. So
Yes.
backend is expecting that two fields will come, username and password, right? So
Correct.
what backend will do? Backend will create a POJO which contains private string username, private string password.
Yes.
And Spring Boot has a you can say one powerful mechanism which can convert all that request into a POJO class. So all that data which is coming in a request header or a body or in a body that gets transformed into that POJO class variables. So what we have to do next, you can just get uh, once you have a class, let's say user class, user dot get password, user dot get
Uh,
username.
the
So
name.
that thing you can
Okay.
do in Spring Boot. Okay. So that we will think that all thing we will see when we write code. Okay.
Okay.
When we create and write APIs, then we will see. And even before that, you will see the powerful you can say power of Fojo during Hibernate, during Spring Core, Spring Boot. Fine.
Okay.
Okay. Fine. Okay. So let's move to this concepts. So we have four basic you can say concepts for that: inheritance, abstraction, polymorphism. Which one is left? Anyone?
Encapsulation.
Right, encapsulation. Okay, so these are some basic four you can say features which every language should support if that language says that I am object oriented, and Java is one of the language, and Java provides or achieve all these features in language, and we are going to see that how Java supports all four basic features. So we're starting with inheritance, which is one of the simplest uh, concept in this object-oriented programming languages or concepts. So first is inheritance. So what happened here? What happens here? We have a parent-child relationship. Okay. So you have to create a class which will act as a parent and one class which will act as a child. So how to achieve inheritance in Java? So we got
Child calling.
yes.
No, no, no. I'm just saying child calling the parent.
Huh, yeah,
Not
that
calling the
definitely going to happen. So this question means how you're going to prove that, or you how you will do something which says okay, yeah, Java supports inheritance. So there are actually two keywords by using two keywords. Okay, one is extends, and next one is what do you call that? Anyone? No, my mind. Implements. Okay, so we have two keywords in Java. If you use them, of course, we will see how to use it. So by using these two keywords, extend and implements, we can achieve inheritance. Now, question would be how to use these keywords. How to use keyword for inheritance Java, right? That could be our next question. So inheritance, I explained, is just a parent-child relationship. One class will act as a parent, one another class will act as a child. How how to achieve inheritance in Java? By using two keywords, extends and implements. Now question is how to use extends keyword for inheritance Java. So that could be the syntax. Okay. So we will have a class. Let's suppose we have a class um, anything. Let's say x and y. So class x. Then we have a class y. So class x will act as a parent. Class y act as a child. So here you have to say x. Oops. I thought I'm writing in eclipse. Okay, let me write this again. So class y extends nice x, and that's it. So once you use extends keyword, so automatically y becomes child, because what this class is, I am extending all the features of class x. That means the in the variables inside the class, the methods inside the class become accessible by this child class, not constructor. Constructors never get inherited. Okay, so all the features from X class will get inherited to Y. You know what inheritance means. Think about in real world, we have a child and parent relationship. So child will inherit all the you can say wealth and their last name,
Features.
family name, right? They inherit by default. You don't have to give them. By law, they inherit all these features from the parent. Same thing happens here. We have a some restriction, but still child class in Java inherit all the variables methods from the parent class. Yeah, you were saying something? Okay, so this is extends keyword. Okay, now how to, you can say example how to prove this in through code. So let's do this. We are going to again create some class, and this time I will create a new package. So I'm right clicking on this src, then new, then package. So keep the same pattern com.pack. Then after I'll say okay and finish. I'm just naming these packages so we can understand in future if you open this package, so we knows okay every object or programming concept goes in this package or inside this package. So right click on the package now. I'm going to create new class. Even you can name the same way parent done. Then you can also create class child done. Fine. So we have two classes, parent class and child class. What I will do, I will create here public void wealth property, whatever you can say, wealth of parent. Define a simple method which says wealth of parents. Now child class just right now is just a normal class. Let's make it actual child by using extends keyword. Right? That's what we saw. Extends parent. Okay, so for now I'll keep this class empty. I won't write anything, just empty class. Let's see inheritance tester, right? So I'm going to create a new class, inheritance tester, and done. Since it's a tester class, so I keep main method there. Here we go. Now let's create instance or object of parent class and try to call wealth method. Okay, so parent class here, parent equals new parent. Then you say parent dot wealth. Okay, and if I try to execute this code, so we are getting wealth of parent. Okay, that's cool. It was expected, just a class and a simple method. One line code is there. Done. Let's try to call or create instance of child. And you can see child class is empty. It doesn't have anything, just blank. But it just says I am inheriting all the features of parent class. Fine. So child. Then now, can we call wealth method? Because as per our understanding, we have noticed that child can inherit all the features of class. So one of the features in the inside the class is wealth, and that's only feature for now. So you can see even child can say child dot wealth, and this class is empty. But because of this extends keyword, child class can call this method. Now what? Right click, run as application. Again, we are getting same method, right? Though child can say I have a wealth, but again this is coming from their parents. They are not, I mean, the child does not possess them yet. It just belongs to their parent. Maybe just a kid which is inheriting all these features. So that's how it works. That's how we can say inheritance is happening. What about if I create any variable? Let's say string last name, right? This is also get inherited by the kids, the child's last name. Let's say XYZ. Okay. Now if I go to child class, again I'll keep this empty, blank, and going to tester class. Let's try to access this variable. So parent, yeah, we can get this way, this out. Parent last name is, and if I run this code, we should get the XYZ name, whatever we printed. Right, so parent is getting, that's fine. Let's copy the same, and this time I will use child class reference. Child dot this, child last name is this. So run as application, and you can see this is also coming here. So child can also access variable which belongs to parent class. Even if I click on that, it takes me here. See, control, hover, and click. So it takes you the same location where from where it is called. So this one is called. And what's the reference? Child. This object of this child object. So I hope inheritance is clear. That's it. This is what inheritance is in Java. If you understand, I mean, this is one of the simplest concept you can say. And no logic is written inside child class to prove it that it's not coming from there. It's coming from the parent itself. I hope this is clear. No doubt or question. Still something is there, not clear. Let
You,
me.
what is the use case of this?
Use case is something which you can say once we have a parent class. So definitely you will add some features you can write there, and in
Yes.
future you can reuse it without writing it again. You know, you have a
Oh,
logic there. Let me, so maybe you have some method Think about you have to write into a file, and there could be multiple ways. It could be, I mean, multiple files could be. It could be PDF, it could be Excel, it could be text file. And then um, in future you want to achieve the same in other classes as well, or want to override their behavior. So then you can use this inheritance feature. So parent will provide a basic implementation of writing or reading from the file. Child class and extend all this thing. Plus, if they want, they can also give their own feature as well by overriding those methods coming from the parent class. Reusability, you can say the one of the best thing for extend skill. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Fine. Let's move to next keyword. See, these keywords are quite small. We don't need to spend much time on it. So that's why in attendance you can keep this much. Then abstraction. Okay, here comes some important feature. Abstraction. So anyone aware about abstraction? What is abstraction and how it works? Hiding the complex things or operations and give the functionality. You can say this thing. Okay. So what happens when we subtraction? That means we are trying to hide the complex stuffs or operations which is not required by the end user. Think about if you even notice here, uh, Java simply says if you want to execute your code, want a starting point, just create main class, and then you can use any editor, and then there must be some option of run, execute the code, and you will see that output. Do we really know what exactly happens when we right click run as this? So this IDE, this Eclipse is abstracting all that functionality from us. You don't need to worry about that what exactly written there. And in future you will see lots of implementation or classes written in the same fashion. So thing is, if you are a developer, you don't need to worry about what exactly is written. You have to worry when you want to, uh, you know, override that behavior and wants to know what exactly has been implemented and how I can manipulate it as per my requirements. And again, that is quite common in software industry. So most of the time we don't want to see the actual implementation. We just says abstract all that behavior and just give me the functionality, the feature I want. I don't care what exactly has been written inside behind the scene. We will use lots of libraries in future classes. So there we will see just we are importing all those jar files and using it, but we will never see what exactly has been done for that. Lots of classes or packages will will provide you inbuilt server environment like Spring Boot. Spring Boot provides an inbuilt software, this Tomcat Apache. You will never see that how exactly it's happening. And when you execute your code, everything is there, embedded thing is happening. So that thing is abstracted. So same way, abstraction is here to hide the complex things and just give the functionality or provide the functionality. So this is what abstraction is in one of my simple terms. Otherwise, you can see lots of bookish terms and standard terms that what abstraction is. But this is what exactly we are going to achieve when we say this language Java is abstract in nature. Java has lots of core features which are abstract in nature. You will never see what exactly happening upfront. It just use it and done.
Are those the dependencies are the abstraction?
No, you can say just it's a part of abstraction.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just a, you can say, one step into this whole abstraction process. So question is again how to achieve this thing, right? How to achieve abstraction. So for that, again we will rely on some keywords. So one keyword is not keyword, I would say ways how to achieve abstraction. So we can create abstract class or interfaces. Okay, so this both are different class we have created. Now we are going to watch abstract class. Likewise, interface is one of the type which you can create in Java language, and once you are using any of the language, you can say type in your program, you are actually achieving abstraction or trying to achieve abstraction, and that we are going to see how to do that. So let's start with abstract class. So we already know what is class, right? Okay, that reminds me that you guys have to prepare some homework on this. Keep doing this homework, it will help you in future. So first homework is, of course you can see the difference, but still I'm writing difference between abstract class and interface. Okay, so that's the first homework, that you have to see what is abstract class and what is interface. Definitely I'm going to cover it, but in some other documents you can follow up. Okay, so when we say class, that means they are concrete in nature. Okay, concrete, or you can say complete in nature. Fine. Once it is complete, so that means we can create its object, right? So if something is complete, only then you can create that class object. Now what about abstract class? So once it comes to abstract class, it is incomplete in nature. Okay, you can say it is incomplete in nature, and if something is complete, we can't create its object, right? So then you might say, okay, then what's the requirement? Once you have a incomplete something, why even we are creating, why we are even bothering to create that? Again, the reason is abstraction, because concrete classes just gives you the implementation. Everything is in front of you. You can see the things what's happening here. You will never worry about why it is required. It just says, okay, this has to be done, and it is done. So abstract class is used or created by using one of the Java identifier, or you can say Java reserve keyword. So abstract is a keyword there. Abstract keyword will be used to create it, right? So there's a keyword in Java, abstract, which you have to use to achieve or create abstract class. Okay, so how it looks like, normal class looks like xyz, and done. And if you have to create any abstract class, so you have to just add this abstract class and it will be done. Okay, so that's how we create abstract class. So let's see first of all its example. Again, I'll keep things simple, not so complex. So here we are writing on the package new, and you can go for class, let's say design. Okay, So it's normal class. Let's make it abstract in nature. Abstract. Done. Okay, now we have a abstract class. So I have mentioned that this class will be incomplete in nature, right? And you cannot create its object. So is it really true? Let's see this. So public void do, or let's say create design for building. Okay, that's my method name. So if you notice what I have created a method which says create design for building. So this method is just saying I don't know how we are going to create this design. How to create this design. We're just saying a design will be created for building. That's it. So if you want to do that, you can go for this approach where you don't want to explain what is happening. You just want to give your own details. Like someone comes, okay, I just like when we have a user or end user clients, they just says, okay, I want this product, and it's totally up to you how you want to work on it. Any technology you can use, it could be any language, it could be everything on UI, I mean on front-end technologies, all Node, Angular, React stuffs, and jQueries can be used to achieve it, or developer can pick front-end and back-end stuff, do something on Angular, something do on Spring Boot side. So totally depends upon the developer side. So the end user or the client just says, I want this project. Now it's totally up to you how you want to achieve it. Same way we have a class design and it says I have to create a design for building. Now what material you're going to use, how many workers you need, is totally up to you. So that's how you can create an abstract class. It's totally upon depends upon the requirement, like how we what's your design, what approach we are going to pick for our project. So accordingly we do this kind of stuffs when we say going to achieve the abstract class. You can see abstract class looks different. Every single class is just J, but you will see a letter there, capital A. That means it's an abstract class.
So that has to be defined somewhere, right? Like the create design for building method, it has to be defined somewhere
Correct, right. So
in a
this is just
class.
an incomplete behavior. Yes, you are right.
O-
Once we say
Okay,
create design,
so yeah, so for example, if we don't want anybody else to look at this one, so like to define this one, like can you create like another class with a private class, or it has to be public class?
the class cannot be private. If you're
Okay,
creating any class, so think about then how you will access it. If class is private, so
okay,
how you're going to access it? So classes are always, I mean,
public.
not always public, but public, default, or protected, but never be private.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, so we just give the requirement. Let's test it first. Can we create its object? So abstract class tester. So let's quickly create our main method, and then I will create instance of design. And if I write design, this is the way we did so far. Design this, and now compiler gives us an error. What it says, cannot instantiate the type design because it's in abstract nature, or it's of abstract nature, so you cannot create its object. But again we need to do something for that, otherwise what's the point of creating this if you don't have a implementation of this. So I'll say I'm going to create its child class. So abstract keyword needs inheritance by default. Okay, if you're using abstract keyword or way mechanism, so it needs inheritance to achieve, or no, not achieve, to provide filibuster. provide implementation of abstract things.
Without inheritance, abstractions is of no
No,
use.
right. So that we're going to do. So I'll say building, I'll just say house. And this house is okay. I'm going to extend design class. As soon as you do this, Eclipse, oh sorry, not Eclipse, the compiler will force you to inherit all the methods coming from parent class. So if you hover, what it says, the type house must implement the inherited abstract method. What's the method? Create
Create design.
design for building, you know, and it's coming from design class. Design dot the method name. So you have two options. Either you can make this cloud house again abstract. If you do this, that means again we are not supposed to give the implementation. We are just giving the requirement. So this is not the case here. So what I will do, again hover the mouse over the class and pick add unimplemented methods. When you click this, Eclipse will add that method in your body, and you can see this method has a body. If you I go back to design class, it just has parentheses and then that's it. It doesn't have a body. Even this will be counted as a method body, though it's an empty uh, space or block, but still this is the body of this method. But here in design class we don't have a method body. Abstract methods does not have a body. Okay, so if even if you try to do that, you will get error. Really, let's try. So remove semicolon, put curly brace, and see we are getting error. What now? Compiler saying abstract methods do not specify a body, right? So it's giving two options: either remove the um, abstract keyword or remove the method body. So if I remove abstract keyword, everything fine, and else if I remove method body, so it will be replaced by semicolon, full stop, right? Method name, parenthesis, and full stop. Nothing is after that. Okay, so we have this keyword working here, and we have a body. Now I can say sys out. This is the building for house. Okay, so here we have the implementation. So house class is acting as a concrete class, and abstract class is acting as an abstract class. So we have the implementation. Now if I go back to tester, there I can definitely create object of house class. So house this, then new semicolon and house dot create design for building. And if I try to execute, we are getting it, right? So that's how we achieve abstraction in Java language, just by using abstract keyword with the class name. This will not make any sense in initial classes, so just have some patience. As we progress in other technologies like frameworks, there we will see in better way. Maybe when we do some other programming concepts in Java, then we might also cover there. It's just all about patience. So have a patience. We cannot just understand everything on our third day of Java, that why this is required. I mean, everything is why here, right? Why you even need that. So it's all about designing the any project. Right now we cannot even write a class, so how can I explain you how to design a project? So just take some time, just do whatever I'm explaining you, write the code and get familiar with all these keywords. Still, there's a big concepts and long path is there to follow. Okay, so design class, then house class, and finally the tester class. So, and this whole thing is depends upon the abstract keyword. Right. Okay, so we are done with abstract class. Next is an interface. So let's see what is an interface here. Anyone knows what is interface?
Maybe copy. I don't know.
Copy? Um, no.
It's like a meter. I don't know. Just
Yeah, yeah, it's something. It's very much similar to abstract class,
I'm
but
just saying because it looks like that's it's just a word. It's like a meter, so that's what I'm saying. I
yeah,
don't
right, right.
exactly know.
You're just guessing from the term, right?
Yeah,
Interface. So yeah, something like that. It gives you some again some rough idea what is going to happen. Like we saw in abstract class. Here what we did, we created one abstract class and we cannot define the method body. Okay, that's fine. So how interface is different and how it works. So interface, how interface looks like, we have a class which says a class XYZ, right? And that's how we can say this is a class. This is a class. How I can say I have an interface? You have to use one more Java keyword that is interface, and then that would be PQR. Curly present. So what's the difference then? We can create object of class. Yes. Again, I can pick both concept which I have added earlier. Um, these two things I can add for the class, right? Concrete or complete in nature, and we can create its object. What about interface? Is it possible? So I can pick the same concept which I've used here. In complete in nature, we can't create its object because
that's true.
it's just something different. Definitely we are not going to use abstract keyword here. It will be by default. So we can't say I'm going to use abstract keyword upfront there, but it will be used behind the scene. Okay. So again this is one of the incomplete behavior. It just says what to do, not how to do. So this could arise one question that how it's different from abstract class. Both are same then. So that you guys have to figure out tomorrow that then what's the difference between abstract class and interface. For now, I'm just showing you only that feature which is identical in abstract class and in interface. But definitely there is a vast difference between these two. One is class, one is interface, so you can see the difference. So there must be some more difference around there. So get some time and check the difference. For now, we are just checking those features which is identical in abstract class and interface. So for now, both are same for me. Only one difference is this keyword. We tend to use class keyword to create any class in Java. Now we are going to use interface. So let's do this quickly. I'm going to create one more interface. So even we have well option interface, right? We don't have any option for abstract class, but we have two option for interface. So click interface and shall say shape interface. Okay, and there I'll say public void draw and again semicolon. See, I don't have to write abstract keyword. Let's see what happens if I try to do that body to a method. I'm getting an error, right? And if I hover, see the different method error. What it says: abstract methods do not specify a body. That means this method is already abstract in nature. So you cannot give the body, and you don't have to explicitly write abstract keyword. All methods inside interface are abstract. Okay, all methods inside this interface are abstract. Remember this. So okay, it just method says we have to draw something, but how, what? We don't know. Just draw. But we can guess what has to be drawn. Some kind of shape. Okay, so let's do one thing. I'm going to create one more class, triangle. Okay, so when it comes to interface, what keyword will be used here? Keyword is by using implements, we achieve abstraction. My bad. We achieve. I haven't picked that topic. Explain you. We achieve inheritance, guys. When we were talking about inheritance, I haven't explained this term. Uh, there it is. By using two keywords, extends and implements. I have explained only one keyword, extends. Thing is, maybe when it comes to writing or explaining these terms, they sounds different or they looks different. But when it comes to combine, when it comes to writing the examples, they are interconnected. So like we saw inheritance, we have two keywords, extend and implements. But when we started abstraction, abstraction is actually using inheritance, right? So we have seen that by using extend keyword. Same way when it comes to in next keyword, implements. Implements is again can be used to achieve abstraction, to support abstraction, not achieve, but to support the abstraction. So interface, what does it do? When we are going to create any class or interface, this is it, right? It just says create one design for me or draw something for me, but I don't know how. So this is the responsibility of its child class. How to write this implement keyword like this, implements shape. Okay, and then compiler forces this class that see you are saying you are implementing shape, so it's your responsibility to give the implementation, and if you won't give it you will get an error. The type triangle must implement the inherited abstract method shape dot draw. So either you can make this triangle again, compiler is for asking you either you can create this class abstract. Once your class is abstract, you don't have to give the behavior. Things will remain same, hidden, and some other class will give the implementation of this triangle class. Or you can go for the approach, or you can say override the method coming from the parent class. That is here. So here I'll just say sys out triangle shape is drawn.
What will happen if we write extends instead of implements?
Yeah. So if you do that, it's not supported or supposed to be used with interfaces. Extends only works with uh, Java classes, not interfaces. If you do this, Eclipse will, I mean, of course, compiler is doing this. Eclipse is just showing the type shape cannot be the superclass of triangle. A superclass must be a class, right?
Because they both are doing the same thing, like they both have the
Yeah,
same characteristics,
yeah, but
but
they
it's
are
just
not
used
same.
in a, okay,
Hmm.
okay.
Right? Think about in a movie we have all actors, but one is behaving as an hero, one acting as a villain, right? Same way, we have same kind of behavior. Looks like everything is class, but they have a different behavior. Shape is an interface, triangle is a class. Okay, so when it comes to interface, we use implements. When it comes to class, we use extends. This came when we were using extends keyword. Okay, so we have a interface and class ready. Let's create interface tester, and then main. Then let's try to create object of shape, right? So shape equals new shape, and let's see what happens. Getting an error. Yep, as I've already mentioned that you cannot create its object. So if I try to do that, the reason is same. This is incomplete in behavior, and if something is incomplete, you cannot create its object. simple. Let's comment this. So let's move to its implementation class, that is triangle. Triangle equals new triangle semicolon, and triangle can say I'm drawing the shape. Sorry, draw, and then done. So run as application, triangle shape is drawn. Okay guys, so that's how it works. We have seen inheritance, we have seen abstraction in Java language. It's just design thing when it comes to designing any project from the scratch. So we think about it, okay, so this is how I'm going to approach. My approach will be like this, and accordingly we write code inside the class. So in initial classes, I need to cover that to tell you that how things can be done in Java language. But I'm not expecting that you guys will understand every single thing here. Even if you're just getting 10% or 20% from here, I'm good here. So just
That's a
some.
lot to get.
Yep, that's what I'm saying. Even see, you can see I've gave the ratio only 10% or 20 or 20%. So I know in initial classes it's quite typical to understand what's happening. So if you can understand here what is class, what is interface, what is abstract class, method, variable, how to create object, and what to not, what to do. If you understand this much, that will be good for me. You don't have to be very good in object concepts on first day. So I'm counting that. So as I said, 10-20% if you're getting from this class, from these concepts, so that will be fine for me. But again, you need to put some time because all these are, kind of a theoretical concepts. We're just implementing through examples. So if someone asks you what kind of theory you can say, so I can explain them abstract class and then write some examples. And I believe if you write any example for any concept, so that will make more sense, more easy to explain them. So yep, that's it for today. So we saw two keywords or two concepts in Java, not in Java, even Java supports how Java supports optional programming. So inheritance and abstraction we saw. Tomorrow we'll try to complete polymorphism and encapsulation. So one big homework I'm giving, not big, just a small concept. Difference between abstract class and, or yeah, you can even see the difference between abstract class and class versus. You can go this way, class versus abstract class, right? Then you can go for abstract class versus interface that I already given. Then you can go for interface versus class, right? So interface versus abstract class, interface versus class, and class versus abstract class. So these are three things. Again, most of it is like 90% theory part. And of course, if you want, you can write some examples of it. So we have already seen how to create class, abstract class, and interface. So these are some theoretical concepts. Read them out and see how it's different. Okay, so that's for guys. Let's meet tomorrow. I'll try to join at the same time if I can go for other steps. So bye bye guys.